Hi everyone, I hope this is recording now. Um, yes, I'm coming to you again from my bed. I'm sorry. There's been a situation that developed. Um, if you guys watched the previous videos, you know that my husband was injured in a severe car accident, and I've been dealing with that. And I think with like pushing him in the wheelchair and stuff really aggravated my back. And well, I thought that's what it was, but I'm not really sure now. Then I was having quite severe pain in the left ovary. And anyone that suffers from polycystic ovarian syndrome, um, you know, pretty much knows the feeling, or somebody that's even felt themselves ovulate know the feeling of ovary pain. Well, unfortunately, mine was quite severe, and I've had several cysts that's ruptured, or there was a few that needed to be operated on. So, unfortunately, I know that pain, and it was getting pretty bad, and I went to the ER because I was kind of concerned that it was either too big. The cyst was either too big, um, or something was wrong, and it just felt different. I was nauseous, and I had a severe headache right in the middle of my forehead. So I had a headache all over, but it kind of like radiated right here. And usually, almost always, when that happens, it's something to do with uh, either you know heavy period or ovary pain or something. So, anyways, I mean I know my body. I know what was going through. I know the feeling. I knew what was going on. I just was kind of concerned that it was maybe a little bit more severe than usual. So what I ended up doing was going to the ER. Well, we on Friday, my husband and I both had an appointment to see the doctor, and I had mentioned to her about the pain, and I said, you know what, I should probably get an ultrasound because this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, and it doesn't act right. And that was before the migraine. At that time, I had just had the lap the pain in the back. And like I said, I had kind of just like constituted that as just I'm sorry, attributed that not constituted, attributed that uh, to my pushing my husband in a wheelchair or whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Uh, this is my bedroom door. Oh, you guys can't see it. Well, behind me, I guess you guys, is my bedroom door, and my husband and daughter's watching a movie that's really loud. So sometimes you'll hear it over me speaking. So I'm sorry. Um, anyway, so I had mentioned to her that something was wrong, and her reply to me was, well, I would have to document that, um, put it in your chart, and order an ultrasound. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I want you to do. And she says, you probably want to go to an OB for that. Okay, she's an internist, I guess. Um, to me, I just thought that is a huge waste of time, waste of money, seeing a whole nother doctor, um, and the time it would take for me to find an OB because I'm new here, OBGYN, and then get scheduled to see her and then schedule an ultrasound. I mean, we're talking weeks to maybe even a month. Um, so anyways, I was just like, whatever. I just, I'm just so fed up with doctors. It's not even. Anyway, so I had, uh, started that was Friday, and then Saturday is when it was getting um, really bad, and I had had a migraine all day, and I mean, just moving just a little bit would just, hurt. So, anyways, my husband's like, you might want to bite the bullet and go in, and I'm like, oh, I'm dreading going in. Um, it was just really frustrating for me to even, relent to that. So, anyways, I went in, and actually, I was very surprised. They were very nice. The doctor was nice. He said, "You've had this before?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, let me give you." He says, "I really would like to do an exam." He says, "But let's see what the ultrasound sounds, looks like." And I'm like, "Okay, good," because I'm like, if we could avoid an exam, let's avoid an exam. So we I went to get the ultrasound. Now, mind you, I have already been given a shot for pain. Um, and so I had that, and I had to get now it was the left ovary, so, and that's usually pretty hard for them to find. So I had this technician that was called in. She had to be called in, and 45 minutes. She had me on a wedge, so my butt was in the air. It was like this. Sorry, let's do. It was like this, the wedge is like that, so your butt's setting up here. And 45 minutes literally looking around, and I mean, she almost gave up a few times, and I'm like, okay, I am done. I mean, this is getting to a point to where it's burning. It is, she's pressing really hard, and I'm like, okay, I'm about done. So, but just as we're about ready to call it quits, she sees it. And she spent a good, like I said, I was in there for 45 minutes, and half that time, if not longer, was actually finding the left ovary. And of course, she couldn't tell me anything. I would have liked to have seen it myself, but they don't do that. Um, and then we went down, and again, I'm like in excruciating pain, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do here. And she's like, well, do you want another shot? And I'm like, no, I really don't want another shot of pain. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get so stoned if she gives me another shot. And I do not like that feeling. I know a lot of people do, but that feeling just really freaks me out. And so anyways, I decided to just go ahead and take it. My husband said you'll get some rest, and so I agreed, and I had another shot. And so about another half hour later, um sorry, my frame froze. I hope it didn't freeze in the video. um the I was able to go ahead and get um comfortable and wait, and it was really nice because my husband was actually laying in the bed, and I was sitting in his wheelchair. And like I said, they were very nice, which was rare because I'm not used to being treated decent when I go to a hospital. I'm used to being treated very rudely. Um, just like a total disdain. It horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyways, this was really nice. Um, I mean, for a visit, I mean, it did take us 4 hours, but I mean, as far as like everybody talking to you, they were nice. So, anyway, so I went ahead and I was waiting. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by that noise out there. And it's getting to 10 minutes. Um, so the doctor come in, and he said, okay, so far the ultrasound looked good. He said, but my left ovary was larger than the other one. And he said, you probably had cyst that ruptured, and I never really heard of that before. Um, so I'm a little concerned, because I'm not too sure what that is. Um, but I don't know why your ovary would get a little swollen, maybe if you ruptured a cyst. I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of on hold until I find somebody that can help me. But the doctor called in today and said, my regular our doctor that's seeing my husband and I, and now my husband specifically, we went there to get the test, his blood test, because he is on blood thinners and he needs his blood taken every week or every 2 weeks. And she says, well, since you're here, we'll go ahead and run the test now and we'll get blood for other things. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. So he goes in and he gets his blood drawn, and she calls me today and she says, I've been waiting all weekend. What the results for the blood test? And I'm like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? And she says, well, didn't you get it taken? And I said, yeah, he got it taken right there near your office. Um, so I guess evidently they drew some blood, but she ordered the wrong test. Okay, so she said, well, go ahead and wait and do it on Friday. So, all right, fine. And I says, well, did you hear that I was in the ER over the weekend? And she says, oh, something like that crossed my desk. And I'm thinking, I'm very surprised that there wasn't more concerned, I guess, you know, but I don't know. Anyways, what she said to me, she says, I told her I had a cyst that ruptured, and, I'm very sore and I hurt, but I'm doing okay. And her words were, which surprised, she says, well, she says, women have that every month, and some feel them and some don't. For any woman that has had a cyst rupture, or has had, the polycystic ovarian syndrome, or has dealt with anything like this, you well know what I'm talking about. I mean, it is not a simple, you know, ovulation pain. It is not, a cramp. It is a pain that feels like your ovary is being squeezed with a fist, an iron fist, like it is just a horrible pain. And sometimes it gets very sharp, and it just hurts. And I don't know, for her to say that, I've given birth to my daughter without pain medicine. I was in labor for 28 hours and I had 5 stitches. I know what pain feels like. I'm not a wimp when it comes to pain, but I don't know. For her to just slough it off like that, I just thought, she's never had to endure something like that. And it just kind of made me feel like, oh, it was just, like you were ovulating or something. My picture froze again. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. It is almost 14 minutes into this, and thank you guys for watching. And my daughter noticed that I am at 100 almost. I'm at 99 subscribers, and I think that is amazing. Um, I hope I'm helping whoever's watching. I hope I can be of some benefit. Maybe learn from my experiences. I know that there's, 2 or 3 topics that I cover on this, and that's, chronic pain. I'll be right there. Sorry. That's the cable man. Which is chronic pain, and infertility, and polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'll let you guys go, and thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.